And now the case of Dwayne Washington, who says that he was wrongfully kicked and beaten by members of the Surrey RCMP. Washington suffered a concussion and had to be treated in hospital. And his subsequent complaints became the subject of an internal investigation by the RCMP. But as John Daly reports tonight, Washington has now been waiting for a year for something to happen.
I was kicked several times, and these measurements were, bruise marks and measurements were taken at UBC.
It was more than 1 year ago, January 3rd, 2007, when Dwayne Washington says he was assaulted by two Surrey RCMP officers at the home of his brother Cal. Police were apparently at the home with an unendorsed family maintenance order.
I cannot begin to understand how a maintenance dispute in family court leads to armed men attacking people in their homes. I actually am not so much concerned that they had the wrong guy. Assume they had the right guy. What are armed balaclavaed men doing in a house full of kids?
I was knocked to the ground. I was dragged by my feet. I was punched several times. I was kicked several times. Constable Khan actually balanced himself on the wall to get leverage to kick me. And unfortunately, I tried to defend myself. I ended up with bruises on the inside of my arm. And I went unconscious, and when I did awake, they weren't sitting on me, they were actually laying on me. And then Constable Khan placed a can of mace close to my face. He sprayed it.
Washington says although he was completely compliant, his front teeth were dislodged, his head and face swollen and bruised. The medical report shows he suffered a concussion, in addition to the arm and chest injuries.
It's been an ongoing review process, and a report to Crown Counsel for criminal review has gone, and we have to sit and wait for their decision.
But Carton says it was a fight even to get the RCMP to take Washington's complaint.
In Surrey, they refused to interview him twice, on the 10th and the 11th. We then went to the Richmond RCMP. They refused to accept it. Once they found out who the accused were, before that we were just fine. They told us to go to E-Division in Vancouver. We went to E-Division on 2 separate days and no one would accept the complaint after it had been written down. I just have not seen anything like that.
Washington's complaint was eventually accepted, but now the Crown Counsel keeps changing.
I still believe that this is the only way this is going to have closure, is that we all get into a courtroom and let a judge make a decision based on the evidence.